Hello and welcome to That Man, That's My Merchandise, and today we're looking at Dr. Stone. Yes, Volume 2 is finally out. Now, if you've been keeping up week on week on my Dr. Stone discussions, thank you. And thanks again. If not, Dr. Stone is an amazing shonen series. You can actually check out my review of Part 1, which I said it's a must read. Honestly, if you love shonen series, this and Promised Neverland are easily the cream of the crop. And there might be an anime adaptation. It's not been announced yet, but we're pretty much sure. So yes, this is about science, because of course. And yeah, this is when the series kind of ends its first arc and mixes things up a bit. I'm not going to lie, the first arc is very hit and miss for people, but once you've passed this, that is when things start getting really, really good. And when Dr. Stone went from being, yeah, I'm enjoying this week on week, to being this up there with One Piece and Promised Neverland as the big three. I don't read haikus though. And the other one, no, the other two so far, I've seen nothing that even suggests it, even on this calendar. So, yeah, Senku, Taiju and Yuzuriha, I remember their name this time. They have unleashed Tsukasa, the ultimate primate, ultimate prime boy from their area. He's the strongest guy out there, and they both have different ideals. Senku wants to have a world of science and just to reboot civilization because everyone's been turned to stone and hundreds of thousands of years have passed and some of them have defawed and stuff like that. Tsukasa wants to have the strongest, leave it from the old people, the corrupt people, and just get rid of them and have the young generation take over. I'm sure that echoes some kind of political thing that we have ongoing. Politics! But yes, Senku and Tsukasa clash over those ideals, and the whole of this story arc is kind of about that. It's very much Senku versus Tsukasa. It's science versus strength, and it's kind of like, yeah, brilliant. It's very in-depth with what it does, and some of the stuff that they actually do mention, like, Senku wanting to go into space is stuff like that. It's really setting stuff up for later on. There was a lot of stuff where I was kind of like, at first I was like, oh, this is probably not going to be important, but yeah, this is a series where, much like in stuff like One Piece, stuff will come back. So be hyped. A little bit of spoilers saying stuff is going to happen, but yeah, like I said, originally I was kind of like, Taiju was originally the protagonist for this, and Senku was kind of like, they were like the buddy ones where there's two. And Senku really comes into his own. He basically overshadows Taiju in every step of the way, and then he becomes his own, like the main character in his own right. It's kind of like if you've read iShield 21, it's like how Monta is the main character, then Hiruma being like the background one. Whereas Hiruma was, I mean, I know Senna was, but Hiruma was like the more interesting one. And honestly, it's a good change. I can say that it was one of those series where I was like, I'm loving it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to ever really love it. But once they kind of got rid of Taiju and Yuzuriha and focused on Senku, I was just like, brilliant, yes. I mean, they do come back. So, I'm not going to spoil everything for you. It's quite difficult because this is still a little bit of an unknown series over in the West. All I'm going to say is, please read it. This is where, like I said, we go off. If you weren't that fussed about it at first, this is where that ends, and it just goes from strength to strength. We start seeing interesting things. We start knowing about other people on the in the world. We start seeing smoke signals. So it's like, oh, there's other people, and it's like, yeah, I have to choose between meeting them other people or getting them away from Tsukasa. We get to see a lot of the ideals. Like I said, we see like Tsukasa's where he's just kind of like, oh well, I never really fit in and stuff like that. We also saw stuff like Senku's point of view, because it obviously a focus on Taiju at the beginning. We see like a whole thing of Senku, where what Senku was doing at the same time. It kind of feels like they laid all this groundwork, then they kind of like, we're taking Taiju away, we're going to focus on Senku. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I would say this and Golden Kamuy are the two must-reads for this year in terms of new Viz releases. There is a few other ones that have been great. Like I said, Promised Neverland has been fantastic. That Demon Slayer one I really want to get into because I've heard that is good. One Piece has been great, but this, if it's a new series, please, please, please check it out. That's it from me, and let me know what you think of Dr. Stone. And how are you enjoying it? What did you feel the same? Like, where we kind of went, and then it was just like, yeah. But yeah, if you want to see the first volume, please check it out. I've got Golden Kamuy, another great series. Check that out. Or if you want something different, try Kana-chan's Daily Life from Miss Kobayashi. Thanks for coming and thanks for staying. Goodbye.